Hey, good morning again, Matadors. This is Mr. Science. Again, we're still reviewing the Big Ideas Math, Chapter 8 mock test. Now, this is one of the more difficult, complex questions. This is item number 11. I'm going to read it to you. I included an illustration to kind of show you what's really going on with this question, and then we'll go ahead and develop our plan of attack, and we'll figure out what the solution is to this wordy problem. But first, let's go ahead and let's read it together. So, item number 11, pouring water into a cylinder. So the action is you're pouring water just like you see in this image here, right? You're just pouring water into a cylinder at a rate of, so now we're looking at the rate. So it's going in at a certain rate of 9,000 cubic inches per minute. So every minute you are pouring 9,000 inches cubed into the cylinder. Okay, that's very important. Now the tank that you're pouring it into has a diameter of 144 inches. Okay, so now we have a cylinder. It gives us the diameter, but you know very well when we're working with cylinders and trying to find its volume that we don't need the diameter, we need the radius, and that's why I included it there in yellow. Again, that's something you're going to have to know as you're tackling a problem like this. If you use 144 inches, you're definitely not going to get the correct answer because you need the radius, and that's why I'm including it there in yellow. And it has a height of 72 inches. So we have a cylinder that kind of looks like this. In yellow, you have the height of 72 inches. Okay, what you see here, so it's 72 inches tall. And then you have the radius of 72 inches as well. Okay, now let's think about this for a second. We want to know, or let's finish reading it. What is the height in inches of the water in the tank after 10 minutes? So after you're pouring water in it for 10 minutes at the rate of 9,000 inches cubed per minute, how much water is going to be in that cylinder is going to indicate how much height it's going to take up of that cylinder. So let's go ahead and let's first just start off with the formula for volume of a cylinder. So in pink, you have the formula for the volume of a cylinder, right? And then let's take a look at the reading and identify the one key thing that we're going to need. We're going to need this 9,000 inches cubed per minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that 9,000 inches cubed per minute. We're going to plug it into our formula, and the number for height that we're going to get is going to indicate how tall the water is within the cylinder after 1 minute. And after we find that out, guess what we're going to do with that number if we're looking for 10 minutes worth of height of water in that cylinder? If you thought in your head you're going to multiply by 10, you're absolutely correct. So let's go ahead and work through this step by step. First thing, 9,000 inches cubed is the volume. So instead of V, we're going to write 9,000 inches cubed. And that's going to be pi, right, times the radius squared times the height. Well, what do we know for the radius? We know the radius is 72. Right? We know the radius is 72. So we're going to say 72 squared. And now from here, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to multiply out pi. We're going to square our 72, and then we're going to rewrite what goes into our next line. So we know pi for Big Ideas Math is going to be 3.14159. But now we need to worry about that 72 squared. So let's see what 72 times 72 is. It's 5,184. And then the height, we're going to go ahead and do the height. We'll leave it in pink. The height is h. That's still what we do not know. And it's going to equal 9,000. So the next thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and let's multiply these two numbers together So we're going to say 5,184 times 3.14159. And the number we're going to get is 16,286. So 16,286. And it's actually 0.002. But we don't really need to worry about that. So we're going to eliminate those decimals. And we're going to get 16,286 times the height is equal to 9,000. So in algebra, if we want to get that h by itself, what has to be done with that 16,286? Well, if you guess to divide both sides by it, you're absolutely correct. And when we do that, we get 9,000 divided by 16,286. We get 0.55. So all of this is equal to 0.55. And that's going to equal the height. But now let's take the time factor into consideration. That's 0.55, right? Inches in height, but per what? Per 1 minute. According to the reading, how many minutes was it going to be poured? 10 minutes. So all we're going to do is we're going to take this number here and we're going to multiply it by what? By 10. How many zeros in the 10? 1. So how many times can we slide this decimal over? 1 time. So we get, after 10 minutes, 5.5 inches in height. I'm sorry, I'm going to write in inches in height, right, of our cylinder. So the correct answer is 5.5 inches.